IELTS Writing Task 1. Recently, I booked the test, and my test date is on 19th November. So, I am trying to do my best to get higher band scores, and I am analyzing and researching regarding IELTS modules like reading, speaking, writing. So today I'm gonna share some writing tips that will help you to improve your scores, and that will also help you with the necessary vocabularies that can be used while writing IELTS writing task 1. So let's move on to the let's share you with the writing part. So I have collected two writing from band 9 paragraphs. Both of them are from task 1, and both of them are bar charts. So let me share the chart with you guys. So I do not have the chart for the second one, but I have the chart for the first one. So the first one is it's talking about a chart that shows the expenditure of two countries in consumer goods in 2010. So over here we have the paragraph. So mainly, while we are writing for task 1, we should remember the task 1 mostly consists of 4 paragraphs. So most of you might know that the first paragraph is called introduction. So it's nothing but rephrasing the idea which is shown on the bar chart. So over here we can see the chart illustrates the amount of money spent on 5 consumer goods, and the goods are shown over here in France and UK and the year given. So this is the introduction part. Then we come to the body paragraph, then body paragraph 2, and finally the final paragraph. I would say it is not a conclusion or something. It is I name it the ending paragraph. So there are 4 paragraphs in this writing part 1. So let us see from this graph what we can understand. So in 2010, UK and France, the France one is colored in blue and the UK is colored in orange, and this is the in the horizontal axis we can see the cars, computers, books, perfume and cameras, the 5 categories or items. And in the x-axis, or we can say the vertical axis, it has all the costs or expenditures, which are like the units are pounds, sterling pounds. So for the first cars, we can see very high expenditure is made by both the countries, and for computers it's also quite high. It's greater than 300k. For books, we can see France is way behind than UK while buying the books. So these are the things what we have to incorporate over here. To incorporate the things and to show the difference, we need to come up with some certain vocabularies, linkers, and also we need to come up with the relevant keywords. So if we see here, let me go through the paragraph number 1. Overall, the UK spent more money on consumer goods than France in the period given. Both the British and French spent most of their money on cars, whereas the least amount of money was spent on perfume in the UK compared to cameras in France. Furthermore, the most significant difference in expenditure between the two countries was on cameras. So over here we can see the overall. We use overall to summarize main points or trends. So we started the paragraph with the uh, the word overall. Overall. Then when we are using, both British and French spent most of their money. So over here most of their money were spent on cars. So we are talking about the highest value occurred, and the highest expenses occurred for both the countries was, we can see over here in the bar chart, is cars. Next, also whereas, we use whereas to contrast two ideas. So contrast, what is contrast? The difference. Over here we are explaining the most of their money spent on cars, then we are using whereas. The least amount, then we use least amount of money was spent on perfume. So over here we can see the least amount of money or expenses was used buying perfume for both the countries. So this is the overall aspect, and then we are writing in the next sentence. Furthermore, this is another linker. To be coherent in writing, we are using furthermore. The most significant difference in expenditure between two countries was on cameras. So if you see the significant difference, for cars we are seeing they are quite close. For computers almost they are close, books close, perfume almost close, but the significant difference occurred for cameras. So over here we are outlining that. Furthermore, the most significant difference. So paragraph 1 is an overall scenario where we are explaining the trends, and we focused on the most money spent and the least amount of money, and also the significant difference that happened in the chart. Moving on to the next paragraph, we see in terms of cars, people in the UK spent about the amount of pounds on this opposed to the, so we are using opposed to. This is also an important prepositional phrase. The French at 400,000 pounds. Similarly, the British expenditure was higher on books than the French, around 400,000 pounds and 300 pounds respectively. So we are also using respectively. So in terms of, we use in terms of to introduce a specific aspect of a category, and we use similarly. The keywords, if you can see, the similarly compares two similar things. Then on the other hand, it introduces an opposing viewpoint. So whenever we are trying to use opposite viewpoints, we will use on the other hand, and whenever we are comparing with two similar things, we will use similarly. So similarly, on the other hand, opposed to, slightly more than. So it expresses small difference in quantity. Neither nor, so we can see over here neither nor used in the last paragraph, if I am not wrong. Let me check it. It should be here. Neither of the countries spent much on perfume, which accounted for 200,000 pounds of expenditure in France, but under 150,000 pounds in the UK. So over here we can see the most important keywords or phrases that should be used to explain bar chart, a simple bar chart. Moving on to the next one, we can also see some important keywords or phrases. So these are the keywords we need to incorporate or use frequently to have a better band score for task 1. So if we are trying practicing like 5 to 6 paragraphs on our own, we will try to remember the theme, the introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and ending paragraph. And when first paragraph will show the overall to summarize the main points or trends. For example number 2 over here, so the bar chart illustrates how many hours adolescents in Chester spent on 7 activities each week between 2002 and 2007. So I do not have the chart with me right this moment, but let me go through the article, the paragraph. Overall, the most popular activity over the period of time was watching TV. So over here, the most popular, we can see in the first writing task, the first overall, the UK spent money on consumer goods, more money. So are we seeing the similarities? Most popular, most money, more money. Okay, most of their money over here, most of their money on cars. So over here, most popular activity was watching TV, whereas bowling was the least favorite. So we are getting the words. Words are really very important. The powerful band 7, 8, or 9 vocabularies will be structured like this. Going to pubs and discos, watching TV, and shopping all showed an increase. So over here, for any type of chart, we can see like the increase, the decrease. So these are the keywords we will be needing. In the number of hours teenagers spent on these activities, the other pursuits showed a decrease in hours, except watching DVDs, which fluctuated. So fluctuated is another keyword. Then moving on to the next part, we see pubs and discos and shopping more than doubled. So over on the chart, we can see these things have doubled in hours from over 5 to over 15, from and also from over 5 to exactly 15. So we are describing what happened during the years, respectively how many hours were increased. So more than doubled. So the hours of the going to pubs and discos and shopping was doubled. And in the final paragraph, if you can see, while teenagers occupied 10 hours doing homework in 2002, this figure dropped. So over here, this is another important word to be practiced in your writing. Dropped. The figure dropped in just over 5 in 2007, and also it fell more dramatically. So fell more dramatically. So actually it means it's a decrease, but we are not using the similar words increase or decrease too much. Sometimes we are using more than double. Sometimes to show the decrease, we are using the word synonymous word dropped, and fell more dramatically. See how coherently we're using amazing vocabularies to write our task 1. Then also to increase, we are using reached a peak. So this is these are the phrases or the words, keywords we will be needing to express or to write a report on these charts. And it's quite easy if you grasp most of the like increase decrease words given over here, you will be able to construct your own paragraph if we already know these words. So this might help. So I am like sharing this video with you guys. Let me know if it helped you or not, and let me know if how we can improve, or what should be our like practice methods. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you.